The situation of the palace of Ile-Ife has been very, very awkward due to Queen Naomi and Ooni actually having a beef about what bringing in Tade. And of course, Queen Naomi obviously has the most person to talk about Tade coming back into the palace, because she understands that if she allows him go by himself and Ooni is there, it will never be a possible thing. There will always be something coming in between their marriage, one Olori trying to disrupt their marriage or something else. But all in all, Ooni understands that to bring Tade into the palace is actually a very huge tax. Not just because he is a small boy or something like that, no. But because of Queen Naomi has already set down some rules for Ooni and Tade to actually be together. And the rules have never been fulfilled. So for Queen Naomi, there is no actual need or there is no actual thing to do about this thing. So she has actually told Ooni that if he is sure that he wants to make it possible, then he must do everything that he can do to ensure that he convinces her so that she can bring him back into the palace of Ile-Ife. So guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when and where you are actually watching us from. This is Royal Updates TV. We'll bring you top gist from the entertainment industry and also from the Ooni of Ife Palace. Right now, Ooni and the Oloris are busy fighting, and Olorimariam mentioned something about Tobi PHILLIPS and Ooni, because they had an argument about how the children were going to be raised, what school they were going to, and all of a sudden Olorimariam came out and told Tobi PHILLIPS that she can try her best to do everything. She can try her best to carry a camel to the river, but she cannot force the camel to drink water. So it was actually a very nice saying, because that means that even though she tries her best to make her children be like Tade, they are the ones that will decide whether they are going to follow what their mother is saying or they still have to stick to who exactly they are. You know, impersonating someone is actually out of boundaries. Yes, it's very out of bounds, because you don't know what that person has been through. You don't know what the person is actually going through. But you just feel like, well, this is the best person for the job. I trust this person. I like the way the person is doing. But in the sense that Ooni has tried to prove to every single one of them that if they are going to come through with anything he has, they have to prove their point. Just like the way Queen Naomi did hers. It is not that easy, I know. But he had to lay down some decisions for all of them to follow, because he doesn't still understand who is against who. He doesn't understand who wants him and who doesn't. But all in all, we can all get to the bottom of the matter. And the bottom of the matter was that Olimariam was telling Tobi PHILLIPS that if she is willing to do anything at all to make her children be like Tade, it is never going to be possible. Well, it was just like old times. It was just like old times. But Ooni too had a realization about whatever Olorimariam said, because it struck him and he started to realize that why exactly did he make that leap of leaving Queen Naomi or allowing Queen Naomi to leave him, because he felt like as if the world was under his feet when he was with Queen Naomi. Everything was going well. Nothing he could not do. Nothing he could not even do to anybody. But now Queen Naomi was out. Everything suddenly changed. Like, what is Ooni doing at this point? How is Ooni owning this matter? How is he controlling the situation? That is what everybody began to talk about, because they couldn't understand if Ooni was actually with them or he was against them. But all in all, we could understand that if Ooni has something to do against the works of whatever these Oloris have been doing, then it has to be quick. It has to be fast. He has to do it as soon as possible. And of course, everybody had a saying that if Ooni had something to do with Queen Naomi and Tade, then he had to take brutal actions. The actions were not actually that brutal as they all said it, because they all wish that if Ooni had something to say about whatever is going on, it is meant to make an impact in the life of every single one of them inside of the palace of Ile-Ife. But the Oloris always have something in common, and that was going to put them in trouble, because they all understood that if they want to get with Tade and with Queen Naomi, they have to pass some boundaries. And those boundaries were set so that the Oloris could follow them. But what exactly is going on? That is the main question. Because we cannot even think of any way Toby Phillips herself will be planning on a way that her children could be like Tade. If you know you had something to do with whatever was going on between Ooni and Queen Naomi, then you don't have any single right at all to make it look like as if you are a good person, or make it look like as if you are the one that started all of this, so you want to end it. No, everybody has something to say, but yours is going to be very, very different, because you were in on it when they were sending Queen Naomi out, and everything was going smoothly for you and you were happy about it. That is where the problem is, because since the dismissal of Queen Naomi from the palace, or since Queen Naomi decided that she was going to leave the palace, everything became suddenly, how will I put it? It became anyhow for Queen Naomi and Ooni, and they couldn't understand themselves. But now the Oloris they always have something to say, and they are trying to put the blame on who other than Queen Naomi. But the fact is that Queen Naomi is never going to take the blame for anything. She is never going to take the fall for any single human. So it is either you own up to your mistakes, or you do what is right to fix them. But as of Queen Naomi, she's never going to fall for any single or particular tricks again. So guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to drop your comments down at the comment section.